Congratulations, guys. I really love this movie.
Oh, good.
I remember watching it as a kid.
You do,
during
yeah.
the Rocky Bullwinkle hour or whatever.
Yeah.
How close is it to the original?
It's the same format. It's just that for feature length, it can't necessarily be what, that in those shorts, if you remember those shorts, there was always like some problem they'd have to go back and fix. Peabody and Sherman would go back and fix. But it was always sort of glib and mostly just witty and sort of like, I guess just sort of like, glib. And so in the fleshing it out for a full film, DreamWorks, I think, very wisely kind of got into the stuff about them being father and son.
Sure.
Like what is the adoptive relationship between a dog and his boy? So that's the main difference is we're trying to create something that has that added through line.
Because I don't remember looking at it that way when I was watching it as a kid.
Yeah, because they didn't really get into it.
Yeah. So this brings a whole new freshness to it.
Yeah.
How did you guys go about bringing your own voices to the characters?
Well, Sherman's voice was a little bit higher than mine in the movie. But it was fun because Sherman's the kind of kid that everything he touches, he like breaks it and messes it up. But then he's really smart because he has a genius dad that's a dog. But at the same time, he doesn't get Mr. Peabody's jokes.
Yeah.
So he does like a catchphrase thing that actually I've done that in like his catchphrase thing in real life. And I actually do that.
Do you find yourself getting into trouble a lot in real life, Max?
I don't get it.
I do, yeah.
How about yourself?
It's with more of the father-son stuff than the shorts. We, as a group, we kind of decided to ground the voice a little bit more than Bill Scott, who did the original voice. So there's more of my voice in it. But I hope that people who are fans of the original hear some of Bill Scott in it.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely trying to pay some respect to him. I think he's a genius.
Yeah.
So I on the way to work every day, I would watch some of the old shorts, just to make sure I had that cadence there. I definitely didn't want to like throw it out.
Yeah. I feel like he did it.
Oh, good. I hope so.
And that's because I kept going back to that in my head a little bit.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, so what both of you do live action a lot.
Yeah.
How does this compare to live action?
So different.
Yeah, it's a lot different. But then you have a great director there, Rob Minkoff, and Alex Schwartz telling you how to do it and like everything that goes on in the scene and what's happening, and they really help you out. And then once they tell you everything about the scene and what's going on, you get the feel. I got the feel of like how to do it.
Yeah.
And then they gave me tons of different ways to do it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think live action is in some ways easier because your world is right there.
Yeah.
You respond to stuff that's actually there. This one, it's all your imagination. So you're kind of just hoping some ways you're hoping you're doing it right. But Rob and Alex are really great at kind of painting a picture for you and setting a scene and kind of helping you out.
Now, were you guys in the studio together, or because sometimes I know they do it separately?
Yeah, for a day.
For one day we did that. But the first day I met him, we went into the recording studio, and right away our first scene was we had to yell at each other and like scream at each other. So it was funny because once we ended the scene, they said cut, and we were like, "Hey, nice to meet you."
Yeah, that was how you basically we got to know each other, was screaming at each other's faces.
Right out of the gate.
Yeah. Like New York. Yeah.
And like a lot of fathers and sons.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
At that age, right?
Yeah.
You're a dad.
Yeah.
Did you find yourself, how does Mr. Peabody...
Well, that's the one thing I can relate to from Mr. Peabody, because of I'm nowhere near as competent or smart or any of that, but Peabody is flawed as a parent and is trying his best, and that's more my turf.
Yeah.
I'm not a perfect dad, but I love being a dad, and I'm trying.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
What was it like working with each other?
It was great.
Yeah.
He's
Our day.
He's really fun to work with.
Come on.
In many ways, Peabody and Sherman are like the original Modern Family. Did you think about that?
Yeah, there's something to that. I think obviously the dogs won't be adopting kids anytime soon, but there's something I found very meaningful about the universal idea of adoption, and I'm an adoptive parent, and I think they did a really good job of writing to that about the most important thing is just caring and trying to do your best. And
Yeah.
I think in addition to it being a really funny movie, there's the real the real arc of the whole thing is about these two kind of realizing that they love each other.
That's
I mean, my dog Pip adopted me, so.
Oh, he did?
That's your normal home
You
life.
know?
Is your dad is an actual dog
Yeah.
who doesn't talk and you
He-
feed.
He cooks for me, and he stands on his back legs and talks. And,
So this is typecasting.
Yeah, it's.
These are actually
So this is-
prescription glasses.
Those are his glasses.
Yeah.
Was
Sure.
it?
And my hair is actually red.
Yeah.
It does stand up tall.
Well, one of the things I really loved about this movie is it doesn't talk down to kids. It's very smart, which I think it's rare today.
Yeah. Well, I think there are animated, seems to me anyway, and I'm kind of at the beginning of that because I've got young kids, but I think they're getting more ambitious in general, and in a good way.
Yeah.
And I think that they did a really good job with this one of doing what I think people are now hoping for in an animated film, which is something smart, something that is genuinely funny, like
Yeah.
actually funny, that for adults they'll actually find funny, and that's sort of in some way meaningful, as silly as that sounds with an animated film. And I definitely feel like that the movie accomplishes that. Now that I have kids, I would rather those be on a loop, movies like that all the time.
They're going to be on a loop a lot in your
Yeah,
house, I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah,
Good luck
thanks
to you.
so
Nice
much.
meeting you. Take
Thanks.
care. Good luck.
You too.
Thanks.